To be honest with you, I was surprised Gary wasn't already on the park board as much as he does for the things, and as much as he volunteers in taking care of the community garden center. And I personally believe that he would be a great asset to the Pacific Park Board, and I think they'll welcome him. And Gary, would you like to make any comments before council votes?
If they wanted to, I was here last week. I spoke last week. I just want to reiterate that it's be good to have me there because I like to help the city move forward, and I'm always at the meetings anyway, so I'd be able to fill in if somebody's not there. Thanks.
Any questions? Okay. All those in favor of the appointment of Gary Nitschke to the City Park Board, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations, Gary. Okay, so we guess I would, wouldn't it? I'm sorry. Would you like to do that? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry. I'm looking at this agenda thinking, oh man. And then having workshop before a council meeting, I don't think I could be here that long. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 14-112. Are you going to report on that, Paula?
Oh, I thought it was 112.
That's what she said.
112? Oh, I am getting a little hard of hearing. Okay, resolution number 2014-112, approving the 2014 Planning Commission work plan. This was brought before you at the workshop last week, and I don't know if it's necessary. I guess I can briefly go through the line items on it, updating the comprehensive plan, which we have until the summer of 2015 to achieve. That's the first item. Second item is reviewing and recommending specific municipal code regulations for medical and recreational marijuana production, processing, and distribution. Number 3 has already passed off the list to City Council, and Mr. Morgan will be doing a presentation on that, the Pacific 2014 to 2019 Capital Facilities Plan. Number 4, review of updated specific municipal code regulations, including appendices for fire and park impact fees, which have not been updated since 2005, excuse me. Number 5, review and recommend regulations for membrane and other portable structures. 6, and this is a big one, and it may take a while, update and consider expanding the Sumner Pacific Manufacturing and Industrial Center to achieve regional status with PSRC. And 7, review planning and permit fee schedule when time allows. Also other duties as assigned.
Okay, questions from council? What's the council's pleasure?
Move to approve resolution 2014-112. Second.
Councilmember Sutton, would you like to speak to your motion?
This is quite an ambitious and busy schedule. That's not complete.
Thank you. Councilmember Jones.
Well, I concur with the same message. Obviously, the first 2 are the most complete and necessities that we're going to require. And especially number 2, because they're short leash for a time. So anything we can do to help, otherwise, good luck.
Any other comments from council? Comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call of council.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Tate?
Aye.
Councilmember Peterson? Aye. Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, resolution number 14-120.
I'm not sure if council would like to see Mr. Morgan's slideshow before we set a public hearing regarding the 2014 to 2019 capital facilities plan update. Sequencing doesn't matter all that much because we will have an opportunity to further discuss and ask questions about it. But if you prefer, we can watch the slideshow first, and then you can make your motion and hopefully set the public hearing. Your pleasure.
Want to see the presentation first?
Thank you.
You're up, Mr. Moore.
Capital facilities plan, let's see, show up. A few copies of, every year we update the capital facilities plan itself. And then periodically we do a much more detailed review of the capital facilities plan. The last time we upgraded the capital facilities plan was in late 2011. And often the way the capital facilities plan is generally upgraded is we look at what was accomplished in the year before, that gets removed, and then we just do a double check and move things forward. However, periodically, we need to go back and review how valid those previous projects are. Sometimes things have changed that the way the city has developed may require us to shift where we make certain improvements, and we go back and look at where we're actually having problems with infrastructure. The other thing that happens is sometimes capital projects need to overlap so that you're making best use of your dollar. If, for example, you know you need to replace the street, you're going to replace that next year, but 3 years down the road you're planning on replacing the water main, sometimes you slide the water main up so that you can do those things simultaneously, because the last thing you want to do is repair a road and then tear it up and put a water main in 2 years later. And it's important to be able to keep things healthy and safety for the citizens. Public safety, we have the police station, we have police cars, we just replace the police car, we just replace the police car. So things like that you want to get on a regular schedule, roll them through to make sure that you can have the correct impact on the budget and reduce the impact, that you don't get hit too hard in 1 year, and you can spread these things out a little bit better. The city operates and maintains 22 lane miles of road. We've got major arterials, we've got minor arterials, we've got some collectors. Actually, really 42 miles of lane miles of road when you take into account the local and minor roads we have throughout town. The water system, we've got 3 wells, we've got over 30 miles of distribution pipe, we've got the 1 reservoir, we've got a 3,500 gallon per minute pump station, we've got over 1,600 service connections and 250 hydrants. Those hydrants, we need to make sure that are always in good operating order, we've got to make sure that the water's working, and so there's a lot of infrastructure that has to be maintained. Sanitary sewers, 4 pump stations, over 20 miles of gravity lines, another mile plus of force main, over 1,400 sewer connections that we're serving. Drainage, we've got 16 storm ponds that we're responsible for maintaining, over 20 miles of pipes, several miles of ditches, 800 catch basins. With our NPDES permit, we're supposed to be checking out 20% of these catch basins a year. That's going in, verifying that there's not too much sediment, preparing a schedule for operation and maintenance, as well as just monitoring these to find out how fast they're filling up the sediment, etc. 12 parks, over 20 acres of grounds to maintain, 2+ miles of trail. Here at the City Hall complex, we got over 7,000 square feet of offices, meeting rooms, etc. We have a senior center, the gymnasium, the East Room, and then some of the associated grounds as well. Public Works, 4 pickup trucks, a couple utility trucks, dump trucks, backhoe. All these things are part of our infrastructure that we need to keep track of and make sure that they're in good order so that our equipment is safe when we're out there and we're not creating a bigger problem by having unsafe equipment, and that we're able to maintain things on a good schedule so that we don't have a bigger problem down the road. Constant monitoring of pump stations well, so that they're working properly instead of having something go out on us, and then all of a sudden we have a major expenditure that we have to fund. The capital improvement plan, as currently shown, this is what has been projected for the next 6 to 12-year cycle. Actually, I guess it's 14-year cycle, to take all the way to 2028. This is the capital facilities plan we brought forward. In conjunction with the comprehensive plan upgrade this year, we will be delving into all of these capital improvements that are shown in the slideshow to make sure that they are still relevant. Timing is relevant, and upgrading costs as well, so that when the 2015 capital facilities plan comes forward, these numbers will be will be re-reviewed and verified, and the scheduling will also be looked at. Transportation CIP, every year we do a 6-year transportation plan that we submit to the Department of Transportation to go into the statewide transportation plan. Some of these projects are there. A couple of these projects will fall off this year. The first 2 projects, Stewart Road and Valentine Avenue, will fall off because those road projects are going to start construction this year. They will fall into next year, so the second half of the projects will still be on the schedule. But for the most part, those projects will no longer be here. West Valley, there's a good question as to where that will fall, whether or not we're going to be partnering with Algona and King County to do some improvements there. Milwaukee Boulevard, we have that under design. The design is almost complete. There's going to be a call for projects in another month or 2, and so we will be submitting the Milwaukee Boulevard rehabilitation project for that call for bid. Potable water. Every 6 years, we're required by state law, Department of Health, to upgrade our water system plan. It is at that time we generally would create a list of capital improvements required. What we look at is making sure we have alternative sources of water should our wells go out on it, and that's the interties we have with adjacent communities. We also look at things like the Valentine and Stewart Road projects. Those are listed down there at 12 and 13 and 14. Those are being done in conjunction with the road projects. So when those are done, we'll have much better fire flow in the south end. So once those are completed, we'll go back, test a few hydrants, rerun our computer model, and find out what improvements will we need to work on to move things forward. So those are things that fall out of this and can change, because the computer model may show one improvement as a higher priority, but then as we make other improvements, it could possibly switch those priorities. So those are the things that we move forward. The sanitary sewer, right now, a couple of important things is we've got pump stations that have some problems that we've been just sort of nursing along. We've got some severe problems down in the south end of it when parts of that project were constructed back in 2000. Quality construction wasn't great, and unfortunately the contractor went belly up, so we had no source to go back and collect some money. As we upgrade Valentine and Stewart, we're making a couple of the improvements, and then we're going to look at other elements there that also need to be made. Then we have no way of operating our pump stations currently. We have a power outage, so one of the things we're looking at on the pump station is to make some simple electrical upgrades where we can take a portable generator and plug in one of these pump stations at any given time, and we just take a generator around to each pump station, because you can pump it for a couple hours, move it to another site, pump that one out, and then we can, instead of trying to site each one with its own generator. The one down in the south end has its own generator. The other ones probably aren't as necessary, primarily residential flows. What happens when you have a power outage, people just don't use their water as much because their hot water tanks aren't working, they don't have hot water for showers, the dishwasher, washing machine. So you can buy a little less frequent use there. Storm drainage, we've been talking about this one. We had one of our citizens this evening has some concerns. We've been discussing that. We have some other issues up on West Coast as well that we've been looking at over the years. we've got White River Pond replacement, sooner or later it's gonna come up that we have to work on, and we're still working. Timing on that is a matter of when King County's project out there happens, so we have to work those timing on that together. And then we've got some projects we could potentially do with in-house staff as well. Parks and Recreation, planning, the Park Commission looks through what their dreams are, and then we also have some of the alternative transportation modes, trails that fall under parks as well. Those are grant applications. The other important element about having these items listed in your capital improvement plan is when you seek grant funding or low-interest loans from various government agencies, they want to know if you have these projects in your capital improvement plan. And so sometimes you have plans, you have projects listed, you're not quite sure what the timing is going to be, but if a grant opportunity, all of a sudden the new grant opportunity shows up, oh, that fits with that project, it's nice to have it there, ready to go, so you say, yes, it's in there, we weren't expecting quite to soon, but because there's money available, we can move it up on our plan a little bit. But if you don't have it listed, it's a little bit harder to get grant funding. Then the other element is things in this complex here where you apply for grants with the state trying to get some funding to make some improvements here in the council chambers. We have these old windows here that leak in the summertime, it gets a little bit hot in here, in the wintertime it's a little bit chilly in here. So we're looking at also possibly some HVAC modifications as well as upgraded windows. We've got rips in the carpet, so there's some things there. The bathrooms currently really do not meet ADA compliance issues, so there's some elements there that have been asked for that grant. Some technology improvements. When we do these slideshows, everyone's got to crane their neck around, and maybe there's a possibility we could have the computer hooked up to a couple monitors sitting out here on the desk so that you guys would have monitors in front of you and shared monitors to be able to view the slideshow a little bit easier while the audience is looking at the one that's up behind you. And then there's also the issue of we're moving microphones around to get everybody, and then there's no microphone over here on the staff table. So some of those things can be incorporated in that whole audio-visual upgrade here. That's it. Are there any questions?
So with that, is there a motion for setting the hearing date, March 24th?
Move to approve resolution 2014-120.
Second. Councilmember Facvilities.
Primarily housekeeping, keeping these things up to date, that's the need a public hearing for it, so that's set.
Councilmember Walker. Any other comments from council?
Okay.
Is March 24th. So any comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call of council.
Councilmember Page?